Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon where you live around the world. We're back at the modelling for this series of videos that I've been using, using to show the development of this dome, this model, and it's pretty much stalled at this point. I'd made videos talking about a different style of dome, mainly so that, well, I could kind of exhaust that idea as a real possibility. It's kind of I'll look at this just in case it might have more merit than I'd thought. It is a more conventional type of dome construction in some ways. It was the split strut approach to where you cut a strut at a particular angle, make up the triangles, and then they create the dihedral angles when you assemble the dome. It was a variation on that, one where you didn't have to split the strut, but the triangles were made nonetheless with the angles that create the dihedral angles. Good idea, like the idea, there's some nice domes made like that, but you have to have much greater skill to make it look as nice as I would want. And it's not the style of dome I actually want to build for myself. This one here is. So the side journey was good in that it confirmed what I wanted. Now, I'd made a decision to go with the tabbed plates like this, and I'm going to now back out of that comment a little bit by saying it's a 50-50 split. A 50-50 split between the tabbed plate and the tubular steel hubs that I had looked at a lot many years ago, several years ago. And I'm going to give it a 50-50 because I could go either way. They both have a lot going for it. This I like because it is a one or a two-piece item. That's it. Put it onto the dome, screw and bolt it into position. I'm done. The bottom ones could be bolted in place, so long as the bolts can perhaps recess and not come through to the top surface. And then the second plate, which I'd always really want to go to a double plate assembly approach, then the top plate could be screwed in place. Could also be bolted, but I'm just suggesting that the lesser demand is on this top plate. We've gone through that rationale many times ad nauseum. But yeah, bolt the bottom ones, screw the top ones. You've got your assembly finished. As the words come out of my mouth, I go, dang, that is not a bad thing to consider. It looks neat. It can be covered up underneath by underbattens, so yay, that can be a possibility. Do you need those underbattens? No. Can you use them? Yes. Yeah, there's all those good things. Now, why would I want not to do this? Well, I've re-looked at the situation where I've got a tubular hub and these rods that go out into the hub, as we can see there, representing the rod going through and into either a nut, or in this case I've got a barrel connector, one where I would drill through either a pipe or a solid steel dowel, thread it with whatever particular thread I'm using for this, and yeah, well, it's going to bolt up really strongly, a nut on the inside, and yes, you've got a very strong assembly. In fact, it's probably the stronger way of doing things, in my opinion, just my gut reaction. Not an engineer, remember. It has a couple of complexities. So already it's not as good as the tabbed plate. I need to make an angled washer. Yeah, that's fine. And that allows the head of the bolt or the screw to bed flat on it. Whereas you can't get that if you just insert the bolt or the screw without that. So that's a little bit of a complexity. The other one is drilling this dowel and threading it. The thread shouldn't be that hard to make. Drilling a hole along the end of the strut, Yeah, okay, so it's got some things going for it and against it, but it still makes for a very neat, unobtrusive, one of the requirements, hub assembly. From underneath, pretty darn attractive, I've got to say. Would I like it over the tabbed plates? And I probably would. Cover this with either a steel plate or a wooden plate. Maybe putting even some underbattens on for different reasons. That's a nice assembly. In fact, if we recess the fixing the tubular dowel here, the tubular nut, I could put a timber plug in here, making it almost invisible. Lots of pluses with this. So, what triggered me to this? Well, it was a video I watched just today and yesterday, but I'm actually going to, if I can, I've got a screenshot of the chap's site so that you can have a look at it. Let me try and find it. It's on my desktop, which is a bit cluttered at the moment. This is it here, I think. Yes, it is. Brazilian, and he describes 3 hub choices. One is exactly, whoops, sorry for the zooming in and out, exactly what we're talking about here. One where he uses a steel centre hub and threaded rod, etc. The domes that he makes are full domes, generally, are full domes, and they can be quite big. He's well worth having a look. There are some translated text, and there's some where there's the language, like spoken, has been translated into English. Well worth having a look and seeing what he says. The other type is, of course, the star plate, what he called it, and I'm saying the tabbed plate, and the layered tabbed approach. And he gives a rationale behind each one. I like it, so that's the site that you want to go to. So, yippee. He then gives some opinion on which he finds better for different reasons. This one he does actually say is a little bit more flexible. And I thought, well, that's interesting. It's more forgiving, which was interesting. And believe it or not, he likes this tab plate approach as well. So do I. And the steel that he was using was it was about 5 to 6 millimeters thick, so a lot heavier than what I'm contemplating now, which is kind of a tick in my opinion. But we are using the double plate approach, so I think this is going to be more than adequate. But again, you can increase the performance of this plate simply by increasing the thickness of the sheet metal. Then he went back to the style of dome that I've already rejected, the ones that I'd shown and like no longer looking at. But he did them in a very much like a joinery type scenario using very nice timbers, and the joints were very attractive, and I've got to say it changed my opinion on this style of dome a bit. Still not sufficient for me to want to build, but when you look at some of his the output, you would go, wow, maybe this becomes more of a way of doing it. Now you can build this dome, this style of dome, if you want, based upon what we're doing here, and that's why I went. As I said, we've come to a bit of a dead end, a natural dead end. Because if you want to go one path, you carry on in your own drawings, or we'll follow on like I'm here, and we'll carry on this particular model. Will I carry on with the tabbed plate development? Yes. Will I carry on with the tubular hub and threaded rods hub? Yes. So both of these will be developed up in parallel. Pretty much certain that will be the case. There'll be a bit of interruption from me doing that. It's going to take a little bit of thinking. The one thing I would have liked to have done was to make both strut models identical. It means that I can go with either, but that might or might not happen. When I went to do this particular model, I went to a larger size here for the plate up to 70 mils, 140 mil diameter. Why? Well, I can go between a tab plate and a steel hub at 140 millimeter diameter, and I have it meets my criteria for having the two models the same. However, I would prefer to go to a smaller hub. In this case, it's 114 millimeters. The reason for those measurements, it's what's available. So, yeah. Going smaller means I have to trim a couple of my struts. It's a bit of a downside. It goes from, I'm just measuring there, that's 35 millimeters across. I could change the width of the struts to allow maybe to 40 millimeters. That's not a standard size. 35 is, 50 mil is if it's rough sawn, and so there's lots of criteria. In the end, I thought, to heck with it, let's just trim a couple of the struts that offend so they don't bang into another strut, and just leave it at that. And I think that's the compromise that I'm going to be happy with. Not much of a compromise, and well, it might be what I just have to concede. So, where are we at now? Well, I'm going to carry on doing some modelling. I'll have a little bit more of a fiddle here. I might make up a prototype just using PVC pipe, because I've got some 100 mil out in the garage, and make up a prototype of that. Maybe make a prototype up of this, because I've got some steel 16 gauge, wee bit lighter than this, so I can use that as a proxy. I will then reevaluate the pluses and minuses, in my opinion, and then I'll report back. Now, that could be a few weeks or a month or more away. We'll see. A lot going on in the background with me. The house, and I've said this, so excuse me for repeating myself, but it's very prevalent in my thinking. The house I've lived in for 65 years has now been put up for sale. Another property has been put up for sale that I inherited, so therefore I'm going to have to look for a new home. Literally and figuratively and literally. And that means I may be a bit distracted in a good way, but also I may need to move a lot of the stuff out of the numerous sheds that I've got into a new house and workshop. So it won't be happening in the next 2 or 3 months, so I may well have progressed quite a ways in that period. But I'm going to be thinking about other things. One of the other things is the dome and the workshop that I'm going to get, which will be better than the one I've got now. Oh, yeah, you can well imagine me out in a better workshop. So, yeah, there's all these things, very, very positive, but quite discombobulating in some ways. The thinking goes elsewhere than they should be. I haven't done as much modelling on this because of that reasoning, but this all happened or confirmed today that what we're doing. So, yeah, some very positive thing. Might even make a video or two with that subject matter or the implications. Moving house after all these years, and having a new place to go to. Ooh. Anyway, now you know. Probably didn't need to, but you do. So you're up to speed. If you've already known that, and I'm just regurgitating it, oh well, so be it. But anyway, all sounds quite positive to me. Interesting stuff. Rightio, that's it. I'm going to wander off. I think I've covered everything I need to for this one. Do we end the series now, or do we... No, I'm going to continue the series, saying the total redraw. I'll get at least this model done, and then I will go to this one. So it'll run in parallel, perhaps. Rightio, well, that's it. I'll wander off and go do something productive. How's that for an idea? Rightio, I'll see you later now. Bye.